Listen, I've got no beef with cows, but sometimes they can be pretty dumb. So back when my dad was about 7, about 1985, my uncle, and my grandma and grandpa lived on a farm near Edmonton. It was like a cattle farm, but they also had lots of other animals. Normally they would have, you know, maybe 100, 150 cows just at once, and they'd raise them before they'd sell them to the like slaughterhouses. My dad was about 7 at the time, 7 or 8, and my uncle was about 15. So, anyways, my grandpa wakes up my uncle super early on this winter morning, right? It's maybe December, and there's frost all over the ground, and it's just, kind of a miserable day to be up at 6 in the morning. Anyways, he tells my Uncle Craig that they have to go put medicine in one of the cow's eyes, right? They'd sold all of their cattle for the winter. They weren't bunking any of them for the winter. So they had just one cow left in the barn, right? And this cow, they couldn't sell it because it had this crazy eye infection, right? Huge ball of pus over on the bottom of it. The cow was more like head was on the side, so over here, and just super inflamed, huge bulbs on the eyes. Nuts. Anyways, to put the medicine in the cow's eye, they needed to bring the cow into the cow chute where it could be held, right? Now, the cow chute area is kind of like a lobster trap, right? Because they'll bring out the cow to the handling pen, maybe a 15 by 30 meter pen, and lots of space for cows to walk around, just like a regular pen. And then that's where they'd bring the cattle into the corral, which is like a slightly getting smaller and smaller, like a path, kind of like a lobster trap, until it get to an area that they call the chute, right? And the chute looks like you can run right through it if you're a cow, but the thing is, there's this handle at the bottom that once you run through, my grandpa could pull a lever and it snaps shut, and it'd just be the cow immobilized like this, right? Here's another photo of it. Now usually, my grandpa would kind of make a game of this, right? Because the cows always thought they could run through and they wouldn't be able to get caught by the chute, right? But always my grandpa caught them right at the last moment when they were going through. Perfect. And he could put them in the trailer, or give them medicine or whatever. So he brings my Uncle Craig out there. He has to go and get the medicine, right? So he gets in the truck, and he tells my Uncle Craig, just talk to the cow, bring him into the corral, trying to get him in the chute. Anyways, he's off to get the medicine. My Uncle Craig, he's left alone in the handling pen with the cow. Now, the thing about this is that it's usually quite easy to corral cows because their one instinct is to follow each other. But this cow, it was all by itself, so it couldn't follow any of the other cows into the corral, which made it a lot harder. Anyways, my grandpa was 15, so he didn't want anything to do with talking to a cow. He thought that was stupid, and he thought it was silly. So, he's got his cattle prod in one hand, and then he's got a big, like brown glove in the other, and he's using his regular way to move the cow, right? So he's hitting her on the back. He's got his cattle prod, and he's stinging her a little bit, and poking her in the side, trying to get her to move. He's a little grumpy, of course. The thing about cows, though, is that they're not very good at telling what to do when they're getting hurt. Especially this cow, with his eye infection, couldn't see very well, right? He had these, the balls of pus kind of stuck out, so he couldn't quite see what was going on straight forward or beside himself. Anyways, so the cow just kind of starts moaning, right? He's like confused. He's like, doesn't know where to go. My uncle, he's between the cow and the fence, this is the fence, this is my uncle, and then this is the cow, right? Maybe a meter, maybe a couple meters in between. Anyways, he starts, hitting the cow, getting the prodding the cow. He starts getting backed up into the fence. The cow, 1,000 pounds, starts pushing up, and he's like getting freaked out. So he really starts prodding the cow. All of a sudden he's stuck up against the fence, getting squished into the fence. Totally getting hurt. And then he starts, yelling, "Cow, get off me! Cow, cow!" And then finally the cow gets off him and moves, right? After that, it didn't take him very long to learn that, sometimes you need to talk to cows. And my grandma will never let him live down the moment that he talked to the cows.